Hey traders, what's going on? Jamie Saettele here. It is June 4th, 2020. Thursday, we are heading into NFPs tomorrow, actually. Market really hasn't moved a whole lot on that number of late, obviously, with everything else going on, coronavirus, blah, 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 and all the printing, of course, from everywhere, um, central banks everywhere. Anyway, we are here to talk about Euro. Technically, and today we actually reached a target, kind of a longer held swing target of 113.50. That is based simply on this channel. All right, that's it. So we've reached that level, and it's a good spot for at least a pullback. Obviously not, my view is and has been that Euro is basing for a much bigger and more important move higher in the coming, weeks, months, even years. Obviously, no one knows. That's just my view at the moment. So near term, though, kind of working on a shorter term basis, there is an opportunity up here to fade Euro, I think. So whether or not you want to step in front of NFP and do that obviously is up to you. Everyone's going to be different in that regard. However, this is a level. That's all I'm saying. It's an important spot in terms of where, you could pull back to. My first kind of level to pay attention to is going to be this like 112.30 level. You can see that over here was a spike high on March 16th. And eventually, maybe you even get back to the center line of this channel, which probably be about, 111.30 or so, giving it a couple of days or longer to get there. So we will see. Also, we're starting to see some evidence of kind of sentiment. If you Google US dollar, you will see an article that pops up from the Financial Times. It's from today, and it's essentially about strategists on Wall Street are now expecting a much weaker dollar, right? I think it actually says something about the dollar could fall dramatically or something like that. Dramatic falls. I don't know. Those types of headlines do tend to appear at short-term turning points. It's kind of a indication of the trade getting popular, if you will, right? This speaks nothing of, say, longer term moves. I'm talking about, near term sentiment extremes. All right. Now I want to bring in another chart because this is interesting. So we had Euro has rallied for 8 consecutive days. Okay. Let's see here, 8 consecutive days. And there we go. 8 consecutive days. If we look back since inception of the euro, so this is just euro, not pre-euro, so not including Deutsche Mark, we can see the instances in which we had at least 8 days up. The record's actually 9. That occurred a few times. That occurred October 8th, 98. That was actually a big top. You had an 8-day move higher also in November of 2002. That was kind of a minor top, right? But you did get a decent pullback there. So like 101.50 to 98.50, 300 pips or so. The only instance in which you didn't have much of a pause was actually October 2004, and that was also a 9-day rally. You did have a pullback from 28.30. A couple days later, you hit low of 26.30. And other instances in which we had at least 8 days up was actually here in March of 2009. That was 8 days up. You got a sizable pullback there that lasted quite a while. And then there's one more in 2011, right? And that was there. So April 28th, 2011, we went into a very tight range, spiked higher on May 4th, and then we dropped sharply for weeks and actually ended up being a pretty important high, right? So that was a big top. So you can see that these 8 consecutive days up, there's nothing magical about this. It's just an observation, right? you tend to get strings of gains or losses into kind of capitulation turns, highs or lows. All right, that's the observation. It is not necessarily a trade signal or anything like that. But combine that with the fact that we are seeing, again, as I noted, some of the sentiment extremes as per the headlines and the consensus view. View may be getting a little consensus on a near-term basis. And again, the level, just quite simply, we are at, a channel. So that actually, to me, this is probably the most important thing out of all of them. So you're at a channel, and that's quite simply resistance. And this channel's been great, right? We actually bought euro back here, and then actually got out pretty early. I got out over here after we took out that high, so, and did not get back in. Full disclosure. Anywho, that is it for today. Again, in summary, euro's at resistance. We've got 8 days up, which historically has been near highs or seen at least a pullback, and sentiment towards the US dollar is getting pretty negative. All right, so hope this helps and good luck.